Hi viewers, you're welcome to the program. This is our community lives coming to you on Channel 31 Melbourne, and I've got one of the organizers of the refugee program today, which is educational session about the election of 2019 in Australia. Hello sir, can you introduce yourself to the viewers and the purpose of this meeting?
Robert Richter, I'm a barrister. The purpose of the meeting was to address a large gathering of people who have vital interests in immigration and asylum and refugee issues, and it was designed to explore whether or not a change in government has improved the condition of people who are probably the most desirable citizens for this country, and that is asylum seekers and refugees, because they bring the best to this country, the best of the best, and they have been demonized and are demonized, and the conclusion that we have reached is that a change of government, reintroducing Mr. Kindness Dutton as the Minister for Immigration, is going to make no difference. If anything, it will reinforce the viciousness of this government, this continuing government, and we need a mass movement in order to change it, to make at least the Prime Minister... Well, no, the Prime Minister himself was one of the worst immigration ministers that we have had. I remember him saying...
You mean Scott?
Absolutely, I remember him standing next to someone wearing an impressive military uniform saying, "I'm not answering any questions," and leaving. We have a history with this lot which is inhumane and inhuman, and public pressure is the only thing that'll do it. Labor was not much better in terms of formal policy, but I do think that they would have changed the practical applications. At the moment we have massive discretion in the minister, who can just about do anything he wants, and he is not a decent man to hold that position, let me tell you.
Yeah, from the information we gather from some social media comments, some people were like Australians or maybe the Liberal Party, or the minister himself, Scott Morrison, has instilled fear and selfishness, and some people classify this as racism. So now, what is your message to the refugees or asylum seekers that are in community detention, that are in detention onshore, and that are offshore? What is your message to them now, and what is your message to the Australian community?
My message to them is to keep up hope. There are a lot of people who want to help them and are doing what they can. There is not that much we can do, but with a build-up of pressure, something will happen. So keep up hope. Do not give up. For those who are actually suffering, these bastards who run these centres need to be prosecuted, because they are unsafe workplaces, and we need people like the Director of Public Prosecutions for the Commonwealth to realise that she has responsibility for manners, and for all offshore centres and for inshore centres, to make sure that they are safe workplaces, and the obligations apply not only to people who work there, but to people who are affected by their work, so that people are committing criminal offences every day and are not being charged on these offshore centres.
So what is your message to Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister elected, the new Prime Minister of Australia, and Peter Dutton, the Minister of Home Affairs, who is in charge of immigration?
My message is that strength is not the equal of cruelty. You do not have to be cruel and inhumane to be strong. So I suggest that you find your humanity someplace other than when you speak in tongues at Pentecostal gatherings. We are talking about human beings, and just find some kindness in you, will you? Both of you, you and your mate Dutton. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello viewers, you're welcome to the program. This is our community lives coming to you from Melbourne, Australia, showing on Channel 31 C31 from Melbourne. And I've got someone by my side here who's going to be talking to us about refugee and asylum seekers in Australia. Can you please introduce yourself to the viewers and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Abiola Ajetomobi. I'm the director of the Asylum Seeker Resource Center Innovation Hub.
So, what do you do at Asylum Seekers Resource Center?
Asylum Seeker Resource Center is a one-stop shop. So we support people from every stages of their journey of seeking asylum, from when they arrive, surviving to thriving. So when they arrive newly, just trying to navigate the environment, not knowing where to go to or who to help. And when they're looking at surviving, so their legal cases, food, support, material aid, accommodation, and also just integrating and placing their kids in schools. And also when they want to thrive, which is when they look at employment and education opportunities.
So, you mean if there's anybody in the community now that is an asylum seeker or a refugee that is in need, your organization is there to help?
Yes, we are there to help as long as you live in Victoria.
Okay, so now what are the disadvantages of the new government or the advantages of the new government? Because this is an election time and now we have a new prime minister in Australia from Liberal, Scott Morrison, and a lot of people are saying the immigration policy is still tight, and that is the reason why we have come to this program. So what do you think will happen after this election?
I think election is over now. What we know is that the Liberal policy is very punitive. The Liberal policy focuses on keeping people in detention, focuses on ensuring that families never reunite with each other, focuses on ensuring that people, even when they have asylum claim and they've gone through their security or character checks, still can't call Australia home fully.
What is your message to asylum seekers and refugees that are in limbo, and most especially the ones that are in community detention, offshore detention, and onshore detention?
It's really an unfortunate situation because humanity always needs to prevail. People, if they have a legitimate reason of seeking protection, have been found to hold protection, and also have been found to be able to live safely in the community through character and criminal checks, I don't see any reason why they should be held in limbo. So that is really an unfair treatment that we would be looking to the Australian government to reverse. So our organization will continue to fight fearlessly and continue to support people and continue to speak up about this issue so that people seeking asylum in our society are treated with a level of dignity, respect, and humanity that they deserve.
So how can your organization be contacted?
So we can contact us on our website, www.asrc.org.au. You can also ring at any of our numbers on our website, and also look at our website for different resources and information around the services that we provide.
Thank you so much.
Our community lives, events, people, places, multicultural, sports, news, peace promotion, security, religious activities, children programs, human rights, asylum seekers and refugees, politics, health, African culture, entertainment, education, Australian culture, and lots more. Our community lives, produced, directed, and hosted by Adeni Ekine. Our community lives, #1 African Australian multicultural and human rights program, only on this station.
Keep watching our community lives on this station.
Keep watching our community lives.